Okay, see now. Okay, I'm getting some mixed messages here. Was she killed from the arrows? Or maybe there's a dagger by her feet. Actually, there's a wolf right above her head. There's no blood, though. Maybe it was poison. How did a sabrecat get inside here? Oh, man. Do you ever come across someone's body and think, wait, how exactly did they die? This is strange. So today, I wanted to list 5 mysterious deaths in Skyrim. Let's get into it. Starting off with number 5, we have a magician. Oh, no, sorry, an alchemist. Well, it's the trick he's managed to pull is beyond my understanding. I am, of course, talking about his cause of death. You can find him directly east of Talking Stone Camp. When you get there, you'll come to a small pool, and in the center is an alchemist lying dead on a rocky outcrop. It looks sort of ceremonious, actually. So you go up looking for an answer, and there's nothing. I mean, you've got no clues at all. I mean, there's no blood, so it doesn't look like he was wounded by any creatures. There's some mud crabs nearby, but I don't think they could even get up this thing if they tried. Plus, who gets killed by a mud crab? Like, I'm sure it's happened, but stop. Now, there is a waterfall nearby, so you might think, okay, well, maybe he was killed upstream, and then his body floated down this way, but no, there's too much space between the waterfall and the rock that he happens to be on. So, isn't this weird? What else? I even tried jumping from the sides to see if he could make it, and in one spot he would have been able to, but he wouldn't have died from it, like if it was suicide. I mean, maybe he'd have to spend a few days in bed with frost salts on his knees, but that'd be it, just some pain. So yeah, I don't know. See, it'd be easier if I was gawking at a bone still damp from his body. Wait a minute. Gawking bone damp? Talking Stone Camp? That must be your answer. There's giants there, yeah, so there's even one who wanders the hills above this spot. Maybe this alchemist was out looking for an root. This giant came up to him and said, "Oi, good sir, you're stealing my plants," and then threw him all the way over to the rock where he landed with this big oifum, and then died. Yeah, I don't really believe it either, but it's something. Number 4, we have Isabel Roell. You can find her body right when you enter Hobbs Fall Cave if you've got the quest Drowned Sorrows. Now, why is it that a woman, all by herself, would come to a cave filled with necromancers and undead? Well, it turns out she came here looking for valuables. She wanted to steal whatever treasure the necromancers had here. She's the wife of Ranmir back at Winterhold, and she's always been very unhappy with how poor they are. They've always really struggled with this problem. So she went to her friend Vex in the Thieves Guild asking for guidance, and Vex basically said, look, I don't suggest you doing this, but if you really want, gems, trinkets, enchanted armor, you name it, you've got to go to Hobbs Fall Cave. There's a lot there. And here we are now. Thing is, are we sure it was necromancers who actually killed her? There's no blood around her body. It doesn't look like she was sustaining any kinds of wounds. Now, however, back at the entrance, there was actually a couple blood stains leading into the cave, so these could belong to her. I wouldn't have a problem going with that. The thing is, there are 2 signs that make this much harder to believe. First, her body is still right where she died. I mean, these are necromancers. If anyone was interested in bringing her body deeper into the cave to then, perform their magic on, it would be them. Second, around her body, you can find 3 wine bottles, and all of them are empty. This would imply that she was trying to get, some liquid courage before doing something as dangerous as this, had maybe 2 bottles too much, and then passed out. And now, at this point, you'd be vulnerable to either the extreme cold or alcohol poisoning. So we can't really be sure. Was she attacked before she could even reach the cave and then died right when she got inside? Or did she accidentally commit suicide? Number 3, we have the dead Woodcutter. You can find him just north of Pine Watch. Now, usually when people bring this man up, it's just to show you where his axe is. Oh yeah, he's got this unique axe called the Woodsman's Friend. Look at that! It's just sitting in the grass. Who'd have ever found it? I don't care about the axe. Okay, I don't care. I care about this man's life, and unfortunately, I have no idea what ended it. This is the kind of spot where anything and everything could have killed him. So to start, very close by, is a conjurer who's definitely up to no good. I mean, he's got bones surrounding an altar. He threatens you if you get too close. So, yeah, not a friendly guy. It's possible he's the one who killed the Woodcutter. Thing is, there's still no blood around the body. Did he use some kind of secret spell that fried the guy's brain from the inside? I don't know. But again, why aren't these necromancers then taking the bodies back to their altars, right? It seems wasteful. At least take a foot or something. Anyway, on the other side of the woodcutter's body, but the same distance away, there's a cave of wolves. Now, they're certainly deadly, but if you need any kind of confirmation, you can see a patch of fresh blood, as well as a lot of bones from other animals. So as it is, they do enough killing. Again, though, The woodcutter's body seems a bit clean for that. There's also frostbite spiders here in the forest. Maybe one of those bit him, and then when he came back to his little tree-cutting spot, he then died from the poison. That one actually is not too bad. But then lastly, what about this thing? A pissed-off tree started attacking me. See, if this wasn't from a mod, because no, it is, I'm sorry. I would say that this had to be it, right? Thing got fed up of seeing its family members get cut down. But yeah, just from a mod. So, how did the woodcutter die? Not even sure a little bit. The real mystery is why he came to this horribly deadly place where everything could kill him. Number 2, we have Eyeless Tay. You can find him to the northeast of Ysgramor's tomb. Now, of all the ones on the list, this probably does have the most clear-cut cause of death. However, the whole thing, it's still a bit mysterious. When you get there, you'll come up on a shrine of Talos, and just below it is a pretty bloody scene. Actually, there's still one Skiver left flaunting its victory. And I say victory because I think it won the battle. See, Eyeless Tay, he was a student at the College of Winterhold who came here to test out some of his abilities, specifically that of the Calm spell. Now, this is evident by the scrolls of calm that you can find around the place. Now, as he was trying to cast it, a Thalmor rock swooped down and bit off his head! Okay, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Again, just a mod. But anyway, you can also find a scroll of fury next to his body as well. So what it seems like is he released the Skivers from the cage, cast fury on them to get them just super pissed off, and then tried using calm to bring them back down, right? Make them totally passive. Obviously, that didn't work. Either he got the spell wrong, or they attacked him before he could even cast it. No matter what, they ripped into him, and then because they were still in a frenzy from fury, they had to kill each other too. So the Skiver who was still alive when we got here must have been the last one standing. Now, what I think is so strange about this is why did he have to come all the way out here, right in the back of an island, out of sight from anyone? You couldn't just do this back at the college in a controlled environment, and I don't know, maybe use 1 or 2 Skivers instead of 5? You come all the way out here, and you're asking to get your head plucked off by a Thalmor rock, or get bitten by a really fast-swimming shark. Look at this thing move! And number 1, we have Lunge. You can find him inside of Lunge's hut to the northwest of Rorikstead. Again, we have Skivers, but this time they are very much alive. Right off the bat, you'll be attacked by 4 of them when you get to the outside of the hut. Sorry, I'm not going to try and calm them. I learned my lesson. I'm just going to cut them in half. Then you go inside, and there are 2 more Skivers that are going to jump at you. So, yeah, at first glance, you think, well, obviously Lunge must have been killed by all of these Skivers. He's got an infestation problem. Thing is, if you do look around, there's a lot more to the story. On the ground, in front of the fireplace, you can see 3 bowls with poultry meat in them. So it looks like Lund must have been trying to feed these animals just like if they were his pets. Then outside, you can find a grave with a silver ring on it. This grave is also being maintained with, fresh candles, fresh flowers. And then back inside, you can find a vial of poison on one of the tables. So, put that all together, what it sounds like is Lund must have lost a loved one. Trying to fill that gap, he would spend his time with his pet Skivers, right? Feeding them, letting them run around outside while he cared to his lover's grave. But finally, not being able to just bear all the grief, he killed himself by drinking the poison that you find. And looking at the posture of his body, it actually looks a lot more likely that's the case. His head is dipped back, his arms are quietly by his sides. Doesn't really look like he was putting up a fight against a bunch of animals. Thing is, this is one of those stories that it keeps you guessing. If you go back to the fireplace, you can see the head of a Skiver mounted right above it. Now, I've had several cats in my lifetime that I love very much. I've never felt the need to mount one of their heads on my wall, so maybe this whole being friendly to Skivers thing, it's a new development. I don't know, maybe his partner really liked them, but died before they were ever able to domesticate one of them and have them as a pet. And now Lund feels that as inspiration to try, and he's doing pretty well, actually, it seems. I don't know. This obviously is just speculation, and we can't really know for sure. But as strange as his death might be, I think something really important to note here is that the candles back on the grave, they were still lit. If Lund poisoned himself, which does seem very likely, it happened very recently. Imagine if we were just a little quicker, we may have directly been given the truth. And there you have it, 5 mysterious deaths in Skyrim. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And down below, please tell me, are there any other incidents you would add to this list? Alright, thank you very much for watching. And let me tell you, when I die, I'm going to have a very specific note on my body, okay? It's going to read, I was trying to stand up on the back of a Thalmor rock while it soars through the skies, all the while playing the lute, behind my back with my pants off. If you find me on a rock below, I guess you know why. Wait a minute. Oh my god!